What's up everybody, Fritz here. In today's video we're going to go over whether you should upgrade the screen on your BMW to an Android screen or upgrade to an MMI box and get those same functionalities. Let's get into the video. Now the reason why you're watching this video is because you want some upgraded functionalities in your BMW. You want to control all the same apps that you normally do on your phone, and you want the upgraded navigation system. You even possibly want a bigger field of view when you're backing up, and the Android screen as well as the MMI box are great options. But which one is best for you? If you want the short and quick answer, it's as simple as this. The MMI box, this is great for those of you who have your car under warranty and you already have the bigger screen. But for those of you who have a car that is not under warranty and you have this smaller screen, you're gonna want the Android screen. And if you wanna know more details, let's hop in the car and talk about it. So as all of you already know, my f22 and the f30 that I got from my dad are both base model BMWs with the base model head unit. And this was an important thing for me to get in both cars. The reason being is that I wanted to future-proof the car when it came to the head unit system. The bigger screen is obviously better coming from BMW, but the map system, if it doesn't update, it kind of wears out its welcome over time. And not only that is the BMW maps, it doesn't always accurately depict what traffic looks like. And if you upgrade that head unit, you're not upgrading just that head unit, you're upgrading multiple units and components along the way. Now, if you're buying your BMW straight from the factory, this is an important component that you have to factor in. If you're buying your BMW used, the older the BMW is, the less of a concern and negotiating point this is as time goes on. The reason why is because the car loses value as the years go by, and the navigation package also loses its value over time because the maps become outdated. So the package that you could be paying from the factory or negotiating with somebody for buying it used could be somewhere in the upper echelon of a few $1,000s more from a base model head unit, as opposed to buying an Android head unit, which is about $400 to $600 depending on the brand, and having all the same functionalities. Now first we're going to go over why you should get the Android screen, go over the cons, and then we'll go over why you should get the MMI version, and then the cons to that, and we'll wrap it all up. So firstly, why should you get the Android screen? Again, if your car isn't under warranty and you got that small 6-inch screen, this is an obvious no-brainer. You're going to get a bigger screen, you're going to get all the same functionalities from the upgraded head unit, but you're going to be able to pick what kind of maps that you use, and you can sync it to your phone. So you're going to get better accuracy as far as where the traffic is, where the police are, as well as road conditions as well if you use Waze. You're also going to add in additional features like my dad's f30, which didn't have Bluetooth music. You can include Bluetooth music now because you have the Android screen. Now I wouldn't recommend the installed application that comes with the Android screen. If you already have something like Spotify, Pandora, if you use Amazon Music, I would say go ahead and download that app onto your Android unit and then play your music through that, because it already has all of your playlists on there and you don't have to use your phone to stream the music, thereby saving your phone's battery when you're driving. And the other functionality that I don't really see anybody talk about is just the regular functions that you use on the iDrive system are going to be so much more enhanced with the bigger screen. You're going to have the full screen capability to browse through your music, to browse through the vehicle information, and your field of view when you're backing up is going to be so much better because it's a better resolution and a bigger size. So even if you don't use all of those extra bits that come with the Android screen, your regular driving experience is going to be enhanced dramatically. Another thing to factor in between the MMI and the Android screen is when you're doing the installation, you're actually adding in additional wiring harness. And with the smaller screen, you actually have a smaller head unit as well. This head unit takes up less space than the upgraded head unit, and thereby you can have extra space to tuck your wires away without worrying about crushing or crimping anything, and you're just gonna have a much easier time doing the installation. Now, some reasons why you wouldn't want this Android screen on your BMW. Obviously, we talked about the big ones. If you already have a bigger screen, and if your car's under warranty, the reason being is that these screens, although they're still a 10.25 inch, the way that they stretch that 10.25 is a little bit different. If I'm not mistaken, these Android head units are a little bit taller and skinnier than the BMW ones. The BMW ones are shorter and longer. And depending on the unit that you get, you're gonna be paying more than the MMI box. The MMI box, I haven't really seen any that are more than $400, but if I'm wrong on that, just let me know down in the comment section. And even though that you, as the driver, might not notice this big difference, the technicians at BMW, if your car's under warranty and you're getting it serviced there, they might notice it as well. The other thing that you have to take into consideration when you're upgrading the BMW head unit is that if you upgrade the head unit and you don't upgrade the iDrive system, the control module, then you're giving a big tell away, especially if your car's under warranty. Because the 3-button iDrive system only goes with that smaller screen. The longer, bigger screens from the BMW always have the 7-button iDrive system. And to be honest, the experience when you have that Android head unit with the 3-button system versus the 7 is dramatically reduced. And I say that because the knob feels better. It really does feel better on the 7-button Android system versus the 5. And you get the extra functionality such as switching between the radio, your Bluetooth music. You can also switch between your phone and your navigation. You can actually program that iDrive navigation system to pull up whatever it is that you like, whether it be Google Maps or Waze. So those are some of the things that you'll want to keep into consideration when picking the Android head unit. The MMI box is going to be great for those of you who already have the upgraded screen and are under warranty, because the smaller head unit, even though it has the wiring harness there, the smaller box is going to give you some additional usability when it comes to navigating the wires, because the head unit connects directly to the wiring harness versus the MMI box. The wiring harness, you can move that MMI box up or down above the head unit in the car, thereby having better control of where the wiring harness lands. The wiring harness on the Android head unit, it has to just go directly from the head unit up to the screen. So when you're working in a tight space, having that ease of installation is going to be key here. You can simply install the MMI box, have that Android functionality to it, and use the screen that you already have on your car. And since MMI boxes on average are cheaper than the Android screen, you could get a pretty good MMI box that will serve all the functionalities of the Android screen. There's no way for the technician, if you take it into the BMW dealership, to know that you have an MMI box in there. Thereby, your warranty wouldn't be voided at all unless they did one of 3 things. The 3 ways that they could find out that you have an MMI unit on your BMW is if 1, they actually open up that panel and they see the MMI box. 2 is they hold down that menu button or the navigation button and it switches over to an Android component. And the last way that they can tell is if you left it on the Android side. So say if you were using Google Maps or Waze, or you were just on the Android component side of the MMI box. If you don't turn off your car, or if your car hasn't been off long enough to reset the Android side of things, your car, when they get in, they'll notice that this isn't the iDrive system that came on the car. This is clearly an Android component, and there goes your warranty. So anytime that you take your car into the shop, make sure to switch it back to the BMW iDrive side and take out the component where if they press down on the navigation, it could be even on accident, where that navigation trips the BMW navigation, not the Android navigation. And that's a simple 1-minute fix. And for the most part, you're gonna know when you're going into the shop. You could even do this the night before. Usually people don't take their BMWs on a whim to the shop. Now, some cons with the MMI box. The MMI box is pretty much what you get is what you see. And what I mean is the MMI box doesn't give you the ability to expand storage where the Android head unit does. And some of you might be asking, why do I need upgraded space in the Android head unit? And the reason is to store your apps. So some apps will allow you to store the app on an external device like an SD card. And what that does is it frees up memory space in the Android head unit and allows the Android head unit to run a little bit faster because it's not lagged down, because it doesn't have to load the apps from its internal memory. It can pull that all straight from the SD card. Another con against the MMI box is that the MMI box simply projects the image from your phone or the signal from your phone or the app on the MMI box to your screen. The Android head units, they have a touch functionality with them where if you touch the screen, it will switch between the iDrive side and the Android side. It will also allow you to use the touch capabilities of a regular tablet where you can select apps, move around in the map system. Whatever it is that you normally do on an Android touchscreen, you can do on your Android head unit. If you get the MMI box and you attach that to your BMW screen, you won't have that touch functionality. But if I'm going to be completely honest here, I've had this screen for a long time, and unless I'm going through the specific settings of the Android component, I never use the touch functionality. It's not that big of a deal. Sometimes I forget I even have it and I just scroll through it with the iDrive knob. So to me, the touch functionality of the Android screen is not a huge factor. And as this screen gets more and more into your daily routine of driving, I really think that you won't be touching the screen that much at all. I mean, it doesn't take that much time to set up your buttons on the steering wheel and the buttons on the iDrive system to trigger your maps. It doesn't take that much more time to select the apps through the iDrive knob, or if you do screen mirroring, select it through your phone. Now, one thing that plagues both of these systems is that they need some sort of connection in order to get up and running. Some of the Android head units do have some sort of Wi-Fi card in there, or they have a connection to some sort of satellite that they can pull the information from. The other cool thing about the Android screens is that some of them you're allowed to insert an SD card. You won't be able to get that with the MMI box unless there are some new ones out there, and if there are, please drop those down in the comment section. These will have to pull some residual battery life from your phone if you're using just the Wi-Fi card, because you will have to turn on mobile hotspot every time you get into your car. And this isn't a huge thing because you just hit the button on your phone to turn on the mobile hotspot and you're good to go. If you have an Android phone, you can set it up where one system triggers another. When your phone detects the Bluetooth connection to your BMW, it will trigger the Wi-Fi hotspot to turn on. I'm not sure if you can do that on Apple, but the wireless CarPlay is available. So all that you really need is an extra dongle or to actually buy the MMI box that has the wireless CarPlay functionality built into it. And that's pretty much all that you really have to worry about when considering the MMI box or the Android head unit. Both of these are going to be a great upgrade for your BMW and future-proof it. And just to summarize it, you have the warranty, or if you already have the upgraded screen, it's going to be easier to install the MMI box, and that's the pathway that I would go with, if that is what you currently have on your car. And if you have the base model head unit, I would suggest getting the Android head unit because it gives you all of the upgrade pathways. It gives you the ability to install a SIM card, and you can also install an SD card. But the drawback is you need to get that 7-button iDrive system. Trust me, it's going to make your driving experience a whole lot better. And yes, I know that you could simply use the buttons on the steering wheel, but I'm going to be honest, most people who drive a manual transmission, their right hand is somewhere near the shifter. 2 hands should always be on the wheel at all times. But if we're dealing with the reality of the situation, most people have that hand down near the shifter. It's an easier transition to simply rock your hand back and hit the back of your palm on that navigation button, as opposed to putting it on the steering wheel and being farther away from the shifter. Not to mention that I really think that the BMW steering wheel controls should be swapped. I think that the entertainment section should be on the left-hand side, and that the cruise control components, which you don't always use, should be on the right side for when you're cruising and when you're not shifting gears and when you're not worrying about the navigation and all this other stuff. But I could go on that rant for a whole nother video. So if you have any additional questions for me, leave it down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. I hope all of you enjoy the holidays and have a great new year. and I'll see all of you in 2021.